After the Fukushima nuclear power station disaster in Japan, the German government quickly announced the closure of 8 aging reactors and a plan to phase out the country's remaining atomic plants by the year 2022. Now, Germany has to buy power from neighboring countries, but is investing in renewable energy to meet demand. Let's find out more in the latest of our series of reports called A City's Green Journey.
I think we can stop nuclear power now.
I agree with the government in this question to switch.
Just face the consequences that it doesn't work and try to find out other solutions than nuclear energy. Okay, to save the climate and to provide energy for everybody.
Thank you.
From our informal survey, the German public are very environmentally aware, but in October, when the weather gets cold and the central heating goes back on, the high demand for electricity in winter will be the first test for Germany's nuclear-free policy.
The government is using price to control demand. Already the most expensive electricity in Europe, according to the Federation of German Industries, the price will still have to go up by another 30%.
Even our bathrooms have energy-saving lights. This is very different to Taiwan. Using power and water here is very expensive. We use a small pan because it saves money. That one uses too much electricity.
While the high price of electricity has made businesses change their ways, ordinary residents show their support for the nuclear phase-out by hanging up yellow flags. Professor Gudela Link has stopped using nuclear-generated energy by living in a low-energy home that is supplied by renewable power. She also cuts back on creature comforts to save electricity.
If I'm not using an electric appliance, I unplug the cord, and at night I unplug the light. If I don't need a light, I turn it off. Looking after the environment is not just for the government or industry. It should be something we do in our daily lives. You don't have to wait for the government or industry to produce renewable energy. You can do small things to protect the environment.
We will phase out nuclear power stations until they're all shut down in 2022.
When the government announced its plan to go nuclear-free, the first company to positively respond was the nuclear giant Siemens, which built all of Germany's nuclear power plants. In a high-risk move, Siemens quit the nuclear industry and switched to the renewable energy market. On a national level, when the government closed 8 of its 17 nuclear reactors, Germany went from being an energy exporter to an importer of nuclear-generated power from France and the Czech Republic. In response, neighbouring countries even decided to increase their nuclear power plants.
Germany can't change the policies of other countries. That's their national decision. But Germany can set an example, and it can say, look, there's a different model than the French model.
Indeed, apart from Germany, Belgium announced it would go nuclear-free by 2025, Switzerland will become a nuclear-free country in 2034, Finland has decided not to build any more atomic power stations, and in Italy a referendum rejected the government's plan to restart the nuclear program. The German government admits the transfer from over-reliance on nuclear power to renewable energy is going to be a challenge. After the reactors concentrated in southern Germany were shut down, power lines had to be built to deliver electricity from the wind farms in the north down to the south. Due to environmental concerns, 4,000 kilometers of cable has yet to be installed.
It's a little bit like the system of building highways for cars. It's a big project. But what Germany will do is it will try to use existing corridors. So it will build those high voltage lines along highways, along train corridors as much as possible.
One of the beneficiaries of the switch to renewable energy is the wind turbine. However, turbines have their drawbacks. They are noisy and spoil the skyline. The cooperative of local farmers who own these 6 turbines have taken steps to stop the problem of shadow flicker, which happens when the sun is low in the sky and casts a flickering shadow through the rotating blades onto people's homes.
Problematic. 40 minutes a day is she now out because of shadow.
Von November bis Februar, wenn die Sonne tief steht.
When the sun is very deep, in November till February, it is out 40-50 minutes a day. That is not very critical from the economic because it's just 1 hour.
The Germans relish a challenge. As the country shifts to renewable energy, its people are looking for alternative and sustainable sources of power, as well as ways to save electricity.
The people of Germany know how to conserve energy. In our next report, we will go to Hanover, where the local residents are willing to pay more to build low-emission homes and make cutting carbon a